All right, guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice video / podcast. How you doing today, Afton?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Sammy?
I'm doing all right. Let's go touch some balls. All right. So today we've got ourselves a nice, fun top 10 facts of Vader, not Anakin, not Luke. Vader. Yes. To start us off with, we'll give ourselves a couple of honorable mentions that didn't make top 10. One, yes, Anakin is Darth Vader. Believe it or not, we actually see this in Revenge of the Sith happen. After he kills Mace Windu, he is dubbed the Vader Darth.
A lot of fans don't know that.
Yeah. All right, goes to our first one.
Number 10. Vader was the head of the Inquisitor Project. The Grand Inquisitors reported to him, so hunting down Jedi was his job, but he outsourced it.
All right. And number 9. After his loss to Kenobi and his injuries, where you see he gets burned from the lava, Vader is actually no longer have the power to see glimpses of the future. We see this through the prequels. Anakin, when he dreams and all this, he actually has visions of the future. Once he is burned and all these injuries he sustains from the loss to Kenobi, he actually loses his power altogether. And he's no longer to have these glimpses and visions of the future.
Yeah.
Which is confirmed not only because we don't see it, but George Lucas also confirmed this in an interview afterwards.
Number 8, Vader spent all his free time chilling in a Bacta tank. Who knows? Burning alive kind of hurts. Bacta tank was the way that he would regenerate himself and, take the edge off in this case because he's not regenerating very much. But, yeah.
Yep. All right, number 7. People don't actually know this, but it's a decently known fact. Vader actually does have a castle. It's called Vader's Castle. It's located on Mustafar. Legends has it it's located on the actual site of his loss to Kenobi. This is where he spends most of his time when he's not, doing missions for Emperor, right? Which is often, but when he isn't, once in a while, whenever he wants to, spend time alone, he comes to his homestead, Vader's Castle on Mustafar, which we see in Rogue One.
Yeah. Number 6, as seen in the VR game Vader Immortal. Vader tried to resurrect Padme multiple times. He was unsuccessful every single time, but that shows that Vader wanted to Padme more than anything. He only went with Palpatine because he thought he could save Padme. After that, all hope was lost for him, really.
Yeah. Number 5, his 501st Clone Legion that he controlled during the Clone Wars is actually transitioned into the Imperial 501st that we see through the original trilogy. So all those stormtroopers that he controls are the actual same 501st. Obviously not the same clone troopers because they're transitioned into stormtroopers, but it is still technically the 501st Legion.
Yep. Number 4, Vader in the original trilogy was made up of 3 different people. James Earl Jones did the voice. David Prowse was inside the suit. And for the face reveal, it was Sebastian Shaw. There was a ton of effort that went into these movies and the production, a whole bunch of crazy things, and 3 people just for one character.
Technically, also Hayden Christensen in the edited version when he becomes the ghost of Anakin. In the original, it was Sebastian, but in the edited version, it's actually Hayden Christensen, as we see as the Force Ghost. In number 3, in the Plagueis book, we actually see Plagueis trying to force his soul, his presence onto Palpatine, force transfer, right, as we see Palpatine does later on. But he gets a glimpse of the future, and he sees the Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, actually becomes Darth Vader. And then he sees Darth Vader eventually kill Palpatine. And then he realizes that he can't, force transfer to Palpatine because he's just going to eventually be killed as well, right? Because Anakin will be the Chosen One. So there is no line after. So Plagueis realizes that he's screwed, and so is Palpatine in the end.
Yeah. Number 2, Palpatine made the transition from Anakin to Vader more painful and uncomfortable than it needed to be as a punishment for losing to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anakin really should not have lost there, and Palpatine was pretty pissed off, I can imagine, as there's now another Jedi on the loose they got to go hunt down and kill. But, yeah, purposely made it more painful and rage so we could draw some power from that.
Yep. Number 1 being Vader secretly always wanted to betray Palpatine. He wanted to become, the ruler of the galaxy, but he also wanted the power to resurrect and, manipulate life that Palpatine proclaimed he had. And Vader wanted to learn this power however he could, and he needed Palpatine. So he never even tried. He also knew that he wasn't powerful enough to kill Palpatine after he had lost. Again, this isn't in canon anywhere, but it's in quite a few Legends books. So with a lot of these Legend books, when George Lucas owned Star Wars still, he gave the okay to all of these books and these facts, especially number one fact. So that's why I put it as a fact. Especially it's an interesting one because not a lot of people think Anakin was the best friend for Palpatine, but he also wanted to kill him later on, which is just a weird thing to think about. Yeah, that really brings us to our end of our top 10 facts. Let us know if you guys, found any of these interesting, or if you guys have any other facts that we might have missed that would have been interesting to add to this list down in the comments. With that, we hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, do what you got to do in podcast, follow, and download. And with that, we will see you guys in the next video.
Peace.